Hi guys, welcome back to the multimedia channel, your favorite sports channel, of course. I hope that the new month is already off to a good start for you and for everything that you do. It's really been a while. I missed you guys, but I'm back now and better. Now waiting person to pursue plenty. Yeah, but like I said, I'm back now and better poised to serve you better with, of course, what I do on the channel. All right, so today there are quite a number of updates, of course, as it concerns the players of the Super Eagles, as it concerns the search for a new coach, um, particularly as it concerns Finidi George, who has landed a new job, of course, after he left the Super Eagles coaching job role. Yeah, but I want to begin on a very light note, and that's talking about the fact that our own Ademola Lookman, over the course of this week, actually won the best African footballer on the continent at the Ghana Football Award. So he won that award in faraway Ghana, even though he didn't attend. Yeah, so someone actually helped him to collect the award, but he actually spoke online, to actually appreciate the Ghana Football Association, for finding him worthy of the award. So for that category, for the best African footballer on the continent, he was nominated alongside, Victor Boniface, and then Edmond Tapsoba, who of course is from Burkina Faso. So Boniface and Edmond actually play for Bayern Leverkusen, but of course, thankfully, Ademola Lookman, who has actually had a very successful season, actually beat the two contenders. So congratulations to him. I mean, Ademola Lookman has really had a successful season, a really successful season. And just to say that, of course, all of us are celebrating him now, but it didn't come on a platter. It was something he had to, work hard. He had to, do things differently, and of course, that is why he's become the talk of the town. He's become, the player that everybody is talking about in the internet. So, congratulations to him, and recall that he actually won his Atlanta Sides Player of the Season award. So it's been award back to back. Of course, we know how he actually scored a hat-trick in that Europa Cup final against Victor Boniface's Bayern Leverkusen. So basically, he's had a successful season, and I mean, this is just an idea of what to expect from the player moving forward. Yeah, so moving forward, Sunday Oliseh, of course, former coach and player of the Super Eagles, has said that Nigeria cannot really afford to, not go for 2 World Cups in a row. He actually spoke of how he coached the Super Eagles in 14 games and only lost 2 games, one of them being a friendly match. So I feel like he's sort of trying to give us an idea of the kind of person he can be if he is given the opportunity to coach the Super Eagles. So I don't know why he's not been considered for that role, or maybe he's not interested. So of course, according to reports, he actually came in after the Super Eagles failed to qualify, for the World Cup back in 2015. So he actually spoke in an interview that he had at the course of this week, also talking about the fact that he was unpaid for 4 months while he served as coach of the Super Eagles, and didn't also receive any kind of support, while he was sick. So that's crazy, and I feel like this is one of the things for which the Nigerian football system is being criticized. That lack of respect for coaches, and most of the times for players as well. I'm aware that in better developed climes, coaches and players are treated with respect because they bring a lot to the field. He also talked about, or rather claimed that his assistants were owed for 6 months. Man, that's crazy. And that was actually part of reasons why he left the role in 2016. Recall that he left the role just barely a year after he was appointed. Yeah, so but this is just a one-sided story. So it's left to the NFF to actually respond, because these are grave allegations. So if they don't come out to respond, it means that they are leaving us with no other option than to just believe everything that Sunday Oliseh actually said in that interview. I think it was yesterday or day before yesterday. Yeah. So moving on, the Minister of Sports Development, John Eno, has actually tasked the Nigerian Football Federation to go on and hire a competent and reputable foreign coach for the Super Eagles, who, according to him, can qualify Nigeria for the 2026 FIFA World Cup and also command respect from the Super Eagles. And I've always said it that part of what is lacking in this Super Eagles squad is respect, and that was. And if you were careful enough, you would discover that it was one thing that Finidi George actually lacked. He couldn't command respect from this player. So a few times we had some of them talking to him disrespectfully and all of that. Yeah. So but the Minister of Sports is actually asking the NFF to go ahead and hire a foreign coach. So it means that the days of hiring a local coach are gone. Of course, when we had Finidi George and he couldn't perform, he couldn't deliver on his mandate. So I mean, we're leaving NFF with no other option than to go after a foreign coach who hopefully would do the job, but we'll just need to just wait and see who gets that responsibility, and then we'll get to see what he does with the players and all of that. Yeah. So moving on, and quite related to the updates I just talked about, the coach of the Central African Republic, is known as Raoul Savoy, has said that he can make the Super Eagles a better team if he is given the opportunity. Of course, you are aware that the Super Eagles has been without a coach after Finidi George actually resigned from his responsibility as the head of the coach. Well, part of the reasons why was because he failed to, out of the games he played, he drew and then he lost. And talking about Finidi George, just a few weeks after he left his post as head coach of the Super Eagles, he has secured a new job as the coach of MPFL side Rivers United. So congratulations to him. It's when one door closes, another one opens. Basically, that's how life works. I mean, we just need to wish him well and watch and see how he handles that team. Hopefully, he will do things better, and then maybe to some extent he'll begin to regain the trust that he had lost on his competence and all of that. So congratulations to him, like I said. So moving on, Super Eagles goalkeeper, of course, is known as Olorunleke Ojo, has actually been unveiled by Almeric SC. Is a Sudan-based club. Yeah, so the club actually this week unveiled him as their new signing. So this is me wishing him well in his endeavors. I believe he would actually prove them right for bringing him into the team, even though he has not really had better opportunities to actually feature for the Super Eagles. But I believe he's one goalkeeper who who really understands his responsibility. Yeah. So moving on, Truth Ekong, of course I prefer to refer to him as Captain Fantastic, has actually returned to action for the first time since the AFCON final. Of course, recall that he actually suffered an injury that kept him for months, but thankfully he is back now and he's fully fit at his club, and hopefully moving forward, especially in the AFCON qualifier matches and all of that, he would get to future. We've got this picture of brothers who actually played for Super Eagles at one point or the other. So I'm leaving it here for you to just look at and see if you would recognize any of these individuals. And so moving on, Super Eagles has actually been drawn with Benin, Libya and Rwanda in the qualifiers of the AFCON tournament, which of course will take place in Morocco. Yeah, so I think this is it's going to be quite easy for the Super Eagles if they are serious. I mean, I think that to some extent, we've really been fortunate in the kinds of groups that we always find ourselves. Even in the World Cup qualifiers, we're not in a serious group. It's just that for some reasons we're not really performing well, and that's why it looks like we're not grabbing points and all of that. But I believe this is a pretty easy group that the Super Eagles can easily just sail through and then qualify for the AFCON tournament. So I'm wishing them well. Yeah, so I'm going to be ending today's video in a very on an even lighter note, and that's talking about the fact that former Super Eagles player Nwankwo Kanu actually celebrated his 20th marriage anniversary on Wednesday. That's yesterday. Yeah, so he took to Instagram to share lovely pictures of himself and his wife, who also did the same thing. So so he referred to his wife as God's gift, while she Amara, because she's known as Amara, thanked God for the journey so far, and shared stunning pictures of them both currently how they are. And then years ago, I mean, that was the one that got people talking. She made one kind of hairstyle, and then she was putting on one kind of clothes back in the days, and then you had Papilo standing just behind her. So he sort of created a kind of a scene of maybe a guy toasting a girl, that kind of thing. But basically got people really talking. But we're really thankful for him and wish him more years in his marriage. Yeah, so that is all we've got as it concerns updates today. So just share your thoughts as usual on the comment section. And what do you have to say about Ademola Lookman's season so far? Winning the African footballer far away in Ghana, and then winning his club's player of the season. What does it tell you about the kind of effort he has put into his play and how he's really transformed himself? Yeah, so also speak to the fact that Sunday Oliseh has actually made grave allegations about the fact that he was owed month salaries, and that of course the NFL didn't really show concern while he was down and sick, and the fact that they also owed his his assistant 6 months salaries while he worked between 2015 and 2016. What does it really say about this culture of neglect of coach and players in Nigeria? You can also talk about Nwankwo, his wife, celebrating their 20th year anniversary. Thank you very much for watching. Bye for now.